So I guess I haven't done one of these in quite a while. So recently I got the Retrofighters PlayStation controller, which you guys can use it for PS1, PS2, PS3, PlayStation Classic, your own computer, and for some reason, the Nintendo Switch. So this controller, well, let's just say its joysticks feel pretty smooth. D-pad's nice, and its buttons are actually in the symbols and everything are inside the buttons itself. And these triggers, they kind of look similar like Nintendo Switch. You also got these bumpers for L1, R1. There's also, I guess these are Nintendo Switch screenshot thing, and whatever that is, and a USB port for you guys to charge your controller. Like USB, you can do it on your PlayStations and that. Well, that's if it has a USB, of course. Got a home button right here, your usual turbo buttons, and yeah, the grip is pretty nice. The only thing, if you guys are looking forward to this thing and playing it, just be aware there's no rumble functionality. However, I've read their site that will be making a 6-axis version, which will only be a PlayStation 3 controller. So you got two different dongles. You got this one right here, which uses for PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. There's different colors, by the way, instead of black. There's also like gray, and I think there's white. There's also this for you can use for your PC, your PS3, Nintendo Switch, and the Classic system, the PlayStation Classic to be exact. But I think this controller, it's pretty fun to use. But the only downside of this is that it's not really a major issue. But sometimes, like if I were to hold down like this, instead of like this, it's like I hold down like if I slightly just hold it like this, it activates the button, which I hated to do that, because I play a few games on here on the PlayStation 3, and yes, I play PS1, PS2 games and that thing, so I can tell you that, well, my experience is pretty good. Sometimes I don't mean to hold these, or at least hit these a few times. It'll activate even though, I really don't want it to. But yeah, you can do it wireless or wired. I don't think it matters. But when I heard about, oh yeah, and there's a sync button, by the way. If there's an instruction menu, they got different ways as to how to do them. But that depends on which version of the systems you really want to use them for. But yeah, so far I got no problems with this controller. It's pretty good. Buttons are all good. See, these buttons are pretty soft. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. D-pad's great. So yeah, so far I got this pretty recently. I'm looking forward to reviewing the GameCube one that they're coming out with. I got an order, but it's been delayed, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to wait till whenever that shows up. Now, I made a Dreamcast video back then about their product. For some reason, my trigger decided to come off. They gotta do something about that, because those triggers, I don't know, they need to do something about those. But Nintendo 64 controllers are still pretty well done. I will say that for myself. But yeah, I got no issues with Nintendo 64 controllers, besides that wireless one that I made before, which I don't know why, but it's not like it doesn't work or anything, but it's still usable. But yeah, if you guys want to get this controller, it's $45 on their official website, Retrofighters. There's different color variants. There will be a PS3 version coming pretty soon, so hopefully I'll be looking forward to see how the PS3 version does, and maybe I'll consider talking about this or something like that. But yeah, pretty good controller. I would definitely recommend you guys get this. Well, maybe for PS3, considering some of their games uses R2 and R, or all these freaking the triggers, because PlayStation was doing something different, I guess. I don't know, maybe it was the developers, but I don't know. No 6-axis in this one for the time being. because some games require them. So if you guys have a game that uses 6-axis, it might be unplayable for you guys. So yeah, just wait till the 6-axis comes out and see how it is.